Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jamaya Racheal, and in this video I will be talking about my 10 tips or 10 things that I wish I knew before starting nursing school. So if you've been subscribed to my channel, if you're a part of the family, then you already know that nursing school has not been a walk in the park. Like, y'all, it's been blood, sweat, and tears put into this, okay? So I've learned a lot along the way because there's been a few bumps and bruises that I've gotten and that I've stumbled up across. So without further ado, we about to get into those things, okay? All right, so the first thing is that in clinicals, do not let the fear of doing things keep you from doing those things in clinicals, if that makes sense. This is what it said. Don't let fear hold you back in clinicals. Get your feet wet and ask questions. So the reason why I say that is because you're in school. Like, I know everybody is so stressed out and pressured about, not doing anything wrong. You don't want to get in trouble. You don't want to fail. But 9 times out of 10, unless you do something completely stupid, you're not going to get kicked out of clinicals. Like, you're not going to fail the class. You're here to learn, and your instructors, they know that, or at least they should know that. And for my second round of clinicals, which was for med-surg, my clinical instructor, she scared the crap out of me, but I really loved her and I appreciated her at the end of it all because she told us, like, I'm here to teach you. Like, I'm here for you to learn and for you to use me, to help me, to use me as a resource so that you can be prepared when you go out into the real world. Now, my first clinical instructor, I loved her as well, but it was for different reasons. Like, I was extremely nervous. My entire clinical group, we were all nervous because, this was kind of like, for the most part, this was our first time really in the medical field, really in the hospital, doing things, having actual responsibilities. So we were so scared. Like, we would try to get out of any and everything that we could. And for the most part, she allowed it. And it allowed us to get comfortable with just talking to patients and, being in front of patients. But as far as actually doing things, we weren't as prepared because we kind of played, well, we didn't play around, but we didn't have to do as much our first round. So when we got into our med-surg clinicals, some of us were kind of like, I've never done that before. I don't know what that is. I've never done that before. I've never heard of that. So looking back, like, now that I'm at the end of the semester, looking back to my first semester, I wish that I didn't let fear hold me back from actually doing things, because you need the experience. The best way to learn in nursing school is by doing. Not really by asking questions, but by actually doing things and making mistakes and learning from those mistakes, because I guarantee you, if you make a mistake and you do something, you will not make that same mistake again. So my second thing that I wish I learned is try on your scrubs before you buy them. Don't go into your store or order online or whatever and just get a size small because you wear a size small, or don't get a size medium because you wear a size medium. I can actually show y'all. This is my waist right here. This is all the extra room from my scrubs, and this is the size small. So the scrubs, they run big. Everybody that I know, they said that their scrubs ran big. Brandon, he ordered his scrubs. I told him, I said, baby, try those on first. He didn't want to listen to me, and then when he got them, he was like, 2 of me can fit in these scrubs. So that is my second tip, or the second thing that I wish I learned. And also invest in more than one pair, because sometimes you'll have clinicals twice a week. Sometimes, you'll have simulation, so you'll have to wear your scrubs twice, and your scrubs are dirty. It's not a jacket where you can take it off and wear it again the next day. No, you need to clean your scrubs because they're dirty. They have germs on them. And don't wear your scrubs in your house. So I'm in my house right now, so I know that's kind of hypocritical, but I'm in my psych rotation, so everyone in there is medically cleared. Not saying that they don't have germs, but family members come in there, you know, and see them all the time, and it's not really that big of a deal, at least in my opinion. Or, you know, in my, I don't know if that's just me being naive or not, but for the most part, when I was in med surge, I came home and I jumped in the shower. Today I came home and I recorded this video. So, you know, that's the difference here. But yeah, your scrubs are dirty. The hospital is not a clean place. The hospital is filled with people who are sick and have germs, so you don't want to bring those germs into where you live and rest your head. The third thing that I wish I knew before starting nursing school is how expensive nursing school is. Okay, yeah, they'll tell you, yeah, it's expensive, ha ha ha, he he he. No, 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 y'all. Nursing school is expensive AF. Like, one book can cost $300, and that's just one book. Then you have all these different, you know, websites that you have to use for your clinicals. You have to pay fees, $90 here, $50 there. Your immunizations and your shots that you have to get, that's another $20 here, $25 there, $10 there. And it don't sound like a lot right now, but adding up, it's a lot. And especially if, you know, when they tell you going to nursing school, it's your whole entire life, don't have a job, don't work. Okay, but honey, I'm broke, so it can be very expensive. So try to prepare for that if you can. My next thing is save your patho notes and then review them for classes like med surge and peds. From what I'm hearing, I'm not in peds yet, that's my next rotation, but this semester I'm doing med surge, patho, and psychiatric, I mean, not patho, I'm doing med surge, psychiatric, nursing, and nutrition. And med surge involves patho. So if you can, save those notes. And what I did was I took out all of my patho notes, put them in the order that we're doing my med surge things. Have I gone back to review those? Kind of, actually, a little bit. And I did kind of review a little bit before the semester started, but honestly, I've just kind of taken my notes over again. But for people who don't have to do that, I would strongly encourage you to just review your patho notes and try and kind of get that information in your brain, because med surge is kind of like a step above patho. The next thing that I said was get a cute little notepad for clinicals. I can show you the one that I have, actually. One second. Okay, so one of these, and this just says nurses have heart, and it comes with a little place for a pen right here. And this is what I take to clinicals. So all these notes is all from clinicals, and it's really handy to have because nothing else goes in this, and it's small enough that it can fit in my pocket. And it comes with this little pen, and it's super cute because it says nurses have heart. And this was only $2.99 from Marshall's. So invest in one of those, because when you go into your clinicals, you're going to have to jot down vitals, you're going to have to jot down this, and that. And it's really nice to have a small little notebook to write everything down in. And of course, don't put any like names or anything like that in here because it's confidential information. My next thing is record lectures if you can. To me, it was very beneficial to listen to lectures as I was driving in my car. Obviously, while you're driving, you can't really read unless you just listen to, you know, someone read the textbook for you, like the audio things. But it also helps when your professor is speaking to you again through those recordings, because a lot of times professors will say the test is based off of my lecture and the book, or more so just my lecture. You know, however your professor is, that's how my professor is. So I found that was useful. The next tip, or the next thing, is in nursing school, you can't just do kind of, you know, bad on all of your exams and then hope that all of your other quiz grades, paper grades, ATI, Prep U, whatever, that those grades are going to kind of carry you to the finish line, because that is not the case in nursing school. In a lot of nursing schools, they have a testing grade average that you must reach. At my university, the test average is a 74, so you have to have a 74 or above to pass the class. Before you can even add in those quiz grades, paper grades, participation grades, whatever it is besides the exams. If you don't have that test average, you are not passing the class, which is why I'm always stressed. Y'all, I am like talking gibberish in this video. Maybe I'm talking too fast or something. Oh, so the next thing that I wish I had, or that I wish I knew, was that I would need an actual human dummy or a human patient, a practice patient to practice on, especially for basics and assessment, because you're gonna have to practice those skills like the head to toe assessment, your vitals, your HEENT assessment, all those things. You're gonna need someone to like practice on, because if you just do it in your head, that's not really, doing it. Muscle memory. And then another thing that I wish I knew was that you're not gonna always be happy in nursing school, if that makes sense. Like, there are going to be moments where you need motivation, you need the extra push, you're feeling down about it. I know a few people who have actually considered changing their major, because y'all, nursing school is no joke. Like, it's no joke. Even if you make straight A's prior to, it is no joke. Like, obviously we made amazing grades because we got into the program, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna be making straight A's when you get in the program, because it's really hard. Like, it's tough. It's not impossible, but it's tough. And then the last two tips, or things that I have, is that I have test anxiety and I have test fatigue. And that messes me up, but I wish I would have known, or I wish I would have realized that before now, because it's the end of the semester and this is my third semester of nursing school. And pretty much test fatigue is like, after a certain amount of questions, you just get tired. Like, your brain slows down, you're tired. And for me, like, when I have 100 question exams or whatever, I start to the questions are blurry. I have to read them again. I don't want to think anymore. I'm just like, oh, I have 30 questions left. And then I start to make careless mistakes. And that's not really good. But a way to help with that is to take practice tests. Time yourself taking exams or practice exams, practice quizzes, whatever, on ATI, Prep U, whatever you choose. And that will kind of get you in the habit of taking longer exams and quizzes. Because when you take the NCLEX, you can have, I believe it's up to 250 questions or something like that. And if that's your first time taking an exam like that, you're probably not going to do well, because that's hard. It's hard to think that much. And nursing questions are not basic little, oh, what's 2 plus 2? 2 plus 2 equals 4. It's way more complicated than that. You actually have to read the entire question. You actually have to read all the answer choices, because they try to, sometimes you can get tripped up. So I wish I knew that. And then the last thing is, when you get to nursing school, you may not find that one friend or that group of friends that's just gonna hold you down and you hold them down throughout the whole entire semester. It may not happen for you. And study groups are not the end all be all. You might try to get into a study group and it might not work for you. So I know when I was starting nursing school, or actually I shared a tip saying, get in a study group. Study groups are great. I had a study group and it didn't really last like that. Now I more so have a study person. And we don't even study all the time either. It's just kind of when we can, we try to. But I know when I was going into nursing school, a lot of people were telling me oh yeah, you're gonna meet your best friend, y'all are gonna spend so much time together, and it's just gonna be this, you're gonna have study groups and it's gonna be that. And that is not the case. So I don't want you guys going into it thinking that that's what it's gonna be, or having so high of expectations that you kind of depend on that and then you kind of let down because it doesn't happen. Try to hold your own weight. I mean, it's amazing if you have that person, or if you have those people that, you know, y'all can kind of hold each other accountable and say, hey, don't forget we have a quiz today. Hey, don't forget we have a test today. Hey, don't forget about that paper. Let's study together. Let's do this. It's okay, you know, if you don't have that person, but it's amazing if you do. But it's okay if you don't. You can make it through the program without that. But it's much easier if you have help, and if you have, you know, those accountability partners. But those are my tips, y'all. And I keep saying tips, I'm sorry. Those are the 10 plus things that I wish I knew before starting nursing school. But now that I know them, I'm about to be going into my second half, because I'm going to pass these classes and I'm going to move on, and I'm just going to try my best to like apply those things and just make the second half of nursing school as positive and as smooth as I can. And if you guys have any questions, any concerns, leave them down below. Leave them down below in the comment section. Like this video, hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.